Okay, so don't forget, not only do we have the Diego's Dream Evolution, we do have, as you can see, Strategic Shift. Now, a very, very interesting evolution, if you ask me. There's actually a lot of players you could potentially choose from. This one is a bit of a unique one because you get no defending boost. You're basically boosting up the passing if it was mediocre priorly, but it's capped at 84. But you're getting much better shooting, much better agility and balance, and long passing playstyle, better vision, better crossing, free kick accuracy, the CDM deep line position, and you're basically getting a weak foot upgrade intercept. Now, this is what I would say a great evolution. We're going to go through the top players to choose, but this is a great evolution if you had an existing player. So you can see like this Kunde card, a very, very good card. You can see one of his biggest negatives is long passing could be better. And I could literally put him into the evolution and I could get him to 90 rated. Now, me personally, I'm not going to be hasty and do it just yet. I still got 13 days. But there's so many different options. You can move any player, technically speaking, into any position. Well, any centre back, should I say, into any position. Now, the one thing I would say is, look, there's a lot of players that I've already evoed before, like Gavadio, and this is where this evolution really may actually become very beneficial, is if you combine it. Don't forget, you do get 2 playstyle pluses. You do get the long ball, and I believe you get anticipate. So if you have any of these other cards, as you can see, you only get the long ball, the long ball playstyle plus first. So yeah, I thought originally it was 2, but no, it was just 1. I thought it was in a set for a second. Yeah, so the long ball playstyle plus, so you can add them to someone who's already got a playstyle, so you can get long ball as well. The thing I would say is wait on this one. You know, I've got these cards now. This is what I'm planning to do. And let me tell you the secret, right? We're going to go through the best meta players in a second. Now, you can see Van der Ven, players like this, and look, he's an 83 rated, so I already evolved him ages ago. You're seeing more and more SBCs now having limits of 85 now, you see? Like before, previously it was like 87, but now we're seeing it being extended into that 88 category. So I would say it's also take into account. Now, the main thing I think you're really playing for is that CDM holding plus plus. I think this role is exceptionally important. The deep line playmaker is like a secondary, but the most important thing is CDM holding plus plus. So you could really make a top tier CDM player. And that is why, for example, a player like Van der Ven, who I evoed ages ago, this is where these evos really come to life, because I can actually upgrade him and you can see he gets max capped at 88. Do you see that? So that means that I could potentially, as you can see here, if we go back over to the web browser, you can see the max overall rated is 88. That means potentially when another evolution comes out in a few days time or a few weeks or even a few months, I can then combine Van der Ven into another evolution. But then as you can see, I've already used 2 playstyle pluses up. This is something that you've got to bear in mind, especially at this stage. You know, a lot of these, for example, requirements, just ignore this one. But you can see here, look, minimum 88. That's the new one, but minimum 88. So 88 now, or you can see maximum 88 overall. You see that over here? Maximum 88. So 88 is now becoming the baseline. Before it was 87, but now you're seeing a maximum of 88. So when you're doing this evolution, take that into account. So if you do choose a player, well, let's make sure I don't start on that one, like Kunde, you can see I'm bringing him to 90 rated. Now, who knows? 90 rated, they might have those evolutions, for example, in, I don't know, March, maybe even April. So do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm just saying, be careful about who you choose, because although there is actually a lot of combinations, you want to keep these players and not upgrade them too much. So I would say some of those CDMs are good. And what about the evolved players? We're going to isolate this evolution because there is a lot of players here. Kusanov is actually very, very good, but bearing in mind, you're better off. See, if you choose him independently, you can evolve him into the Star Power 2. Now, with the Star Power 2, he doesn't get the CDM role, and to be honest, you could argue he's actually a very good CDM. So with these combinations, I don't like going over them too much. He'll be a very good CDM. Don't get me wrong, he'll be an exceptionally good CDM. But I don't like to go over, because there's so many potential outlets and combinations you could put. Ferdinand goes on. Players like this Hato card, this is where I think it would really thrive because he's got some already god tier stats. You need to find a card with good sprint speed and good defensive awareness. That is the most important thing. But a lot of these cards, I'll be honest, are pretty dead. So if you're asking me, first of all, I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to add some filters in, okay? So I'm going to say sprint speed. At this stage, I want 88 minimum. Defensive awareness. At this stage, I want 85 minimum, okay? Because that will be the stats to play CDM. And as you can see, there's not that many players here, guys. Not that many. Only a few players. Bremer. And you can see, look, I'm not asking for too much here. And you can see these are all combinations. You can see. So some of these players here, any of these players, and without even opening their cards, I know they're all viable options. Company's viable option there. You can play CDM because they've got the sprint speed. You can see another card here being Saliba. And then you can see Van der Ven. In fact, you can actually upgrade this card here. Interesting, but no jockey playstyle plus, not the one like I had over here. It's not like my Van der Ven. That's what I'm trying to say. You got to be careful. But do I want to use the Van der Ven? Maybe, you know what? Maybe I might actually do it because I turned Van der Ven into a CDM tank. His passing goes up. He hasn't got the ping pass, which is ideally what I want. But you know what? The jockey playstyle in CDM. I can use him as a sub, as a send, because he's got naturally good sprint speed. You know, I'm leaning towards my Van der Ven with the jockey playstyle, if you're asking me personally speaking. But again, you know, you have 13 days, so don't worry about it too much. I'm just seeing there's anyone else with here. Militao, not a bad option either. This Tomori card's going to be very OP, actually. If you've got a Syria team, block and long ball. And if you isolate this playstyle, let's say we only did... Okay, let's reduce the stats here. So this is just isolating that. Look, there's literally only a few players. Let's drop the sprint speed to 85. So we've got a few more players. So look, to be completely honest, any player that you're seeing here is not a bad option. I would still wait. And I think this evolution really will prosper for those that have evolved players like I have. Like you can see, I've done this Gvardiol. Gvardiol can already play the role, so I'm not going to really waste it on him. He can play centre back and left mid. But now you can see I can move him to CDM. Actually, no, I thought he had said it, but he doesn't. So you can move him to now. You can play that CDM role. So previously evolved cards will really stand out here. His defensive awareness could be better if you're asking me personally speaking. But he's actually a very good card all around because he's got all the passing playstyles. Doesn't have tiki-taka and decisive. But it improves his shooting as well slightly. Diego Deloge, another card. And you can see like here, I'm just being very, very careful. You can see all the 87s are going to 90. Very smart from EA. So that's why some of these Evos that you've kind of forgot about, these are the ones that really prosper. And 85 goes still. What about an 84? Okay. So if you have an evolution that's 84 and below, it goes to the cusp. Remember I told you a lot of these Evos now, remember I said to you they're going for maximum of 89 rated, or 88 rated. So what I would say is, tactically speaking, if you really wanted to do this, can we go an 85? Can we push an 85? Okay, so 85 goes to 90 overall rated. So if you have an 84 and under, like a Van der Ven, or anyone that's 84 rated, there's a big chance they can get double evolved. So what I would say actually here, we're going to go back. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a max rating of 84. Oops, that's minimum 84. Let's just say 81. Probably going to be no one there. Now we're going to drop this and this. Okay, then we're going to make let's reduce this down to 83. And then we're going to bring the sprint speed, if I can find it, 82. So players like Timber, okay, although now don't seem an amazing choice, and don't get me wrong, it doesn't look amazing. But an evolution like this could be interesting because, as I said, they then get capped. 84 raters get capped at 88. And as you can see, 88 will kind of be the baseline of where you can evolve a card again. 80, to be honest. Maybe, you know what? I take that back. Maybe we got to go lower here. Sorry, 83. The thing is, okay, so an 83 rated when you evolve these cards, take them to 89 rated. You know what I'm going to say here? An 83 rated. There's hardly any good players that are 83 rated. But do you understand what I mean? I'm trying to get you 89 maybe is pushing. I don't know if the max for most evolutions are going to go higher. It could be in the next few months or so, but you can see a lot of the time if I type in max rating, hang on. Where is it? Yeah, max 0.88. Why is it not detecting? 88. So you see a lot of them are maximum 88 rated. So maybe an 83 rated. So you know what? This is going to be... I don't even think there's even any players available. We can drop this down to like 80. This is not looking good, I won't lie. There's literally... He could be an amazing tanky player, to be honest. But yeah, so these are the things you got to think about anyway. That's just how I think about it. You've got 13 days. Don't panic. Come back in 12 days' time. Come back to FootballGG and see where you can go from there. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.